Let's get your details now of what's taking place in Bangladesh, where you're seeing a surge of anti-India sentiments. A Bangladesh Neta now was seen symbolically burning Jaipuri bedsheets after, in fact, burning his wife's Indian sari. You've got now a protest where they're burning Jaipur bedsheets. This is former Bangladesh Prime Minister Khalida's aide, who is now calling for a boycott of Indian goods. The videos are on your screens showing that protest, or also a boycott Indian products protest being led right now by BNP leader, which is the Bangladesh Nationalist Party. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party leader, Ruhul Kabir Rizvi, has been intensifying his protest against Indian goods. Previously was burning Indian saris and now setting fire to Jaipur textile bedsheets, urging Bangladeshis to follow suit, urging them to boycott Indian products. So you can see now under Muhammad Yunus, not just targeting of minority Hindus, but essentially anti-India sentiments also taking root in Bangladesh. Anupam Mishra is joining us with more details on this. Dramatic images coming in, Anupam, of protests now seeking a boycott of Indian goods. And this kind of a sentiment now growing in Bangladesh, unfortunately.
Exactly, Akshita. The sentiments of boycotting Indian goods are growing in Bangladesh day by day. And previously we have seen that the BNP leader, Ruhul Kabir Rizvi, he has burned his wife's sari, and now he's burning the Jaipur textile bedsheet and calling every Bangladeshi to boycott Indian products. Even he has also said that the onion, which is very high at present in Bangladesh, is coming from India, though Bangladesh is producing sufficient onions. So they can do whatever they want without the help of India. So the sentiment, anti-India sentiment, which has started few days back, has growing in Bangladesh at present, and different political leaders, especially BNP and Jamaat leaders, are trying to influence these sentiments and calling for boycotting Indian products at present.
All right. Thanks very much, Anupam, for joining us with those details. On one hand, you have this protest, an anti-Indian products protest happening in Bangladesh. On the other, in India, there's outrage over the growing attacks on Hindu minorities in Bangladesh and the attacks on temples. There's a massive protest held near the Bangladesh High Commission in Delhi today. Let's get you a ground report.
Where we are, if I could just take the camera on the other side, is barely few meters away from the Bangladesh High Commission. So that's the massive protest breaking out in the heart of Delhi, in the national capital. And exactly a few meters, the police has made adequate arrangement and assured that these protesters shouldn't reach. Now remember, there is also concern going, and that's became one of the major contention that the people in Bangladesh, particularly the radical groups, are also protesting when there was an attack in one of the councillor areas in Tripura. So now the police and the administrative arrangements are quite in place that these protesters should not be able to reach at the Bangladesh embassy, which is barely few meters away here.
Now remember, just yesterday you had Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri travelling to Bangladesh for the first formal high-level official consultations with Bangladesh after the regime change. And India has urged Bangladesh to protect all minorities, including Hindus.
On August 5, Sheikh Hasina was ousted from power in Bangladesh with these powerful images of students entering Bongo Bhavan in Dhaka. But several Hindu and other minority temples, places of worship, homes, businesses and individuals have been targeted by mobs of radical Islamists in the following months. India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri travelled to Dhaka for the first structured senior officer level official engagement since the ouster of Sheikh Hasina and took up the issue of targeting of minorities, including Hindus, in Dhaka.
And I conveyed our concerns, including those related to the safety and welfare of minorities. We also discussed some regrettable incidents of attacks on cultural, religious and diplomatic properties.
The Foreign Secretary reminded Dhaka of the people-centric, mutually beneficial ties between the two countries.
I emphasized that India desires a positive, constructive and mutually beneficial relationship with Bangladesh. We have always seen in the past, and we continue to see in the future, this relationship as a people-centric and people-oriented relationship.
Foreign Secretary Misri spoke of Prime Minister Narendra Modi being the first world leader to speak to Professor Muhammad Yunus on taking charge of administration in Dhaka and the interaction between the two foreign ministers on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly. India urged Bangladesh to ensure minorities are protected and the relationship remains positive and forward-looking.
I have underlined today India's desire to work closely with the interim government of Bangladesh authorities. And we look forward to moving the relationship forward in a positive, forward-looking and constructive direction.
The Foreign Secretary also called on the advisor on foreign affairs and the interim administrator, Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus. Bangladesh Foreign Secretary Mohammad Jashimuddin insisted there was freedom to practice religion freely for all in Bangladesh and reminded the Indian Foreign Secretary to refrain from commenting on Bangladesh's internal affairs.
বাংলাদেশে বসবাসরত সব ধর্ম নির্বিশেষে স্বাধীনভাবে সব মানুষ ধর্মচর্চা করে আসছে এবং এই বিষয়ে কোনো ধরনের বিভ্রান্তি এবং অপপ্রচারের সুযোগ নেই। সেই সাথে আমরা এও বলেছি যে এটি আমাদের অভ্যন্তরীণ বিষয় এবং আমাদের অভ্যন্তরীণ বিষয়ে অন্য দেশের মন্তব্য সমীচীন নয়।
In Kolkata, Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee gave a befitting response to political leaders in Bangladesh, talking about making Bengal, Bihar and Odisha a part of their country, saying they should remain well and that India will not be having lollipop.
আর যারা কেউ কেউ বলছে বিহার দখল করব, উড়িষ্যা দখল করব, আমি বলি ভাই ভালো থাকবেন, সুস্থ থাকবেন, সুন্দর থাকবেন। কিন্তু এত বড় হিম্মত আপনাদের কেন কারণে যে বাংলা, বিহার, উড়িষ্যা সব নিয়ে নেবেন আর আমরা বসে বসে ললিপপ খাবো।
As India hopes for a win-win relationship with Bangladesh in a scenario where minorities, including Hindus, remain safe, it remains to be seen if Bangladesh mends its ways, cracks down on radical Islamists, or will continue to go Pakistan's way. Bureau Report, India Today.